They will never tell you this. Not in schools, not in society, not in the noise of the world. But the battle you're fighting is not out there. It's in your mind. It begins the moment you wake up and feel that hesitation, that resistance, that whisper that says, stay down. You're tired. You're not enough. It's not worth it. That whisper is the enemy, and it lives inside your own head. Mental strength isn't born in comfort. It isn't something you inherit or something you can fake when the lights are on. It's carved in silence. It's forged in private when no one's watching. And it only shows itself when the pressure is unbearable and you refuse to break. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, held the weight of an empire on his shoulders. But he didn't collapse. Why? Because he trained his mind, daily. He wrote not for fame, but for clarity, for stillness. He understood. The world can only shake you if your mind is built on sand. You want to know the truth about mental strength? It has nothing to do with what you show the world, and everything to do with what you whisper to yourself in chaos. Mental strength is when you lose everything and still show up. It's when you're betrayed and still stay true. It's when doubt crushes your lungs, but you breathe anyway. You think strength is how loud you speak? No. True strength is silent. It's calm. It's the man who walks into the storm with no applause, no audience, just mission. Every single day, life will try to seduce you with comfort, with distraction, with excuses. But the mentally strong, they don't chase comfort. They chase clarity. They chase the edge because they know the edge is where greatness begins. Mental strength starts with ownership. You take responsibility for your thoughts. You stop blaming the past, your parents, your pain. You say, if this storm is mine, then so is the strength to survive it. You must become untouchable, not by building walls, but by building discipline. You must learn to act calm when your world burns. You must learn to speak life into yourself when no one believes. You must learn to endure, not because it's easy, but because your purpose demands it. Do you think Lincoln didn't feel fear when the nation was tearing itself apart? Do you think Edison didn't doubt himself after 1,000 failed experiments? Do you think Marcus Aurelius didn't wrestle with sorrow and rage and loneliness as Rome fell into chaos? They felt it all, but they stood tall. Mental strength is not the absence of emotion. It's the mastery of it. It's knowing, yes, I feel fear, but fear will not make my decisions. I feel anger, but anger will not own me. You cannot control what happens around you, but you can control the war within you. And that's where power lives, in the pause, in the decision, in the moment between stimulus and response. Someone mocks you, you stay silent, life punches you, you keep moving. The world doubts you, you build quietly. Because the mind that cannot be provoked is the most dangerous force on earth. This isn't about ego. This isn't about being hard or cold. This is about becoming anchored, so deeply anchored in who you are that no storm can move you. But here's the price. You will have to suffer. You will have to be alone. You will have to wake up on days when everything screams to quit and go anyway. That is what separates the few from the many. Not talent, not luck, but the decision every single day to suffer on purpose, to rise when it's easier to hide, to speak truth when lies are popular, to walk alone rather than follow the herd. Mental strength is built in the dark. When you study while others scroll, when you train while others sleep, when you say no when the world begs you to say yes. You want mental strength? Then prepare to lose popularity. Prepare to be misunderstood. Prepare to walk paths no one claps for. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining." And that's the essence of power. No whining, no excuses, no drama, just presence, purpose, perseverance. So the next time you feel weak, remember this. You are not your emotions. You are not your past. You are not the opinions of people who haven't built what you're building. You are the architect of your mind, the guardian of your energy, the ruler of your inner kingdom. And kings do not beg, warriors do not whine, and lions do not concern themselves with the noise of sheep. This is your test. This moment, right now, is your proving ground, not tomorrow. Not when it's easier, right now. So rise, silently, powerfully, unshaken. You don't need more motivation. You need a reason, not a shallow want, not a vague wish. A reason so deep it cuts through your excuses like a blade. A reason so clear it burns away distractions like fire. Marcus Aurelius didn't rule with emotion. He ruled with intention. He woke every morning knowing that the day would bring trials, and he welcomed them, because every trial was a chance to sharpen the mind, test the will, and practice virtue. You don't rise by avoiding the hard things. You rise by walking straight into them with eyes open, heart steady, and fists clenched in purpose. Mental strength is clarity, and clarity is brutal honesty. Most people lie to themselves. They lie about what they want, what they fear, and what they're willing to do. But if you're going to build a mind that never folds, you must cut through the lies. You must ask, what do I stand for? What do I tolerate in myself that I would never tolerate in others? What weakness have I accepted as just the way I am? This is war. A war against comfort. A war against the self that craves approval, avoids pain, and plays small. You must kill that version of you, not with hate, but with discipline. Discipline is love in action. It says, I believe in who I can become more than I believe in how I feel right now. You think mental strength is a gift? No, it's a debt you pay every day in sweat, silence, and self-denial. It's skipping the party to build your empire. It's turning down the easy path to climb the impossible one. It's waking up at 5 a.m., not because you have to, but because you refuse to be average. Carnegie didn't build steel with convenience. Disney didn't create magic by staying realistic. Ford didn't reinvent the world by following instructions. They broke patterns. They ignored doubt. They bled for a vision no one else could see. That's mental strength. Not just surviving, but thriving in the dark. Not just enduring, but choosing the path of fire, because you know gold is only born in flame. If you want what few have, you must do what few are willing to do. That starts in your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your identity. And your identity shapes your actions every single day. So what are you rehearsing in your mind? Are you replaying your failures like a broken record? Or are you visualizing your power like a prophecy waiting to be fulfilled? Because the mentally weak drown in memories. The mentally strong rise through vision. They speak to themselves with power, not pity. They build rituals that reinforce belief, not break it. They guard their mind like a fortress under siege. You cannot build a warrior's life with a victim's language. So watch your words. When you say, I'm tired, your body believes it. When you say, I can't, your mind shuts down. But when you say, I will, even your bones get up and fight. That is the beginning of transformation. And once you get a taste of that power, that discipline, that control, You'll never go back to being reactive, fragile, soft. You'll learn to pause before you speak, to breathe before you judge, to think before you quit. That pause is everything. That pause is where men rise or fall. It's the space where emotion wants to rule, but you choose reason. That's stoicism. That's mental mastery. You will be insulted. You will be tested. You will be misunderstood. Good, let them talk. While they shout, you build. While they mock, you move. While they sleep, you sharpen. Because when the time comes, and it always comes, when the world needs leadership, strength, vision, clarity, they will look to you, and they will see a mind unshaken, a presence rooted in something deeper than success or status, a soul built on principle, forged in silence, and unbreakable under pressure. Do not wish for fewer burdens. Wish for broader shoulders. Do not pray for peace without challenge. Pray for the power to face challenge without losing your peace. Because the truth is this: life will not get easier, but you can become stronger. Every challenge is the training. Every disappointment is the lesson. Every setback is the sharpening of your sword. You are not behind. You are being built. But only if you choose to be. Only if you step into discomfort with your whole chest. Only if you let go of who you were to become who you must be. So stop chasing comfort. Start chasing strength. Stop waiting for a breakthrough. Start becoming the force that breaks through everything. Mental strength is not a goal. It is not a quote you read. It is not a book you highlight and forget. It is a way of being. It is the decision, repeated until it becomes your identity. I will not fold. I will not run. I will not speak weakness into my destiny. I will rise. There's a moment in every man's life when silence is louder than noise. When the crowds disappear, the applause fades, and you're left face to face with the only voice that truly matters, your own. That's where mental strength is tested, not in the moments of victory, but in the stillness of struggle. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he didn't brag. He didn't demand praise. He wrote quietly to himself about self-control, service, perspective, because he knew that the real battle was never on the battlefield. It was in the mind. It was between the ego and the higher self, between impulse and wisdom, between reaction and response. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You want strength? Then take back your mind. Stop letting the world rent space in your head. Stop giving your peace to people who haven't earned your time. Stop shrinking to fit the expectations of the small-minded. Mental strength is the art of emotional discipline, not suppression, discipline. You don't run from your emotions. You face them. You study them. You hold them up to the light and say, 'You are not my master. You are my messenger.' Anger is a signal, not a sentence. Fear is a teacher, not a ruler. Doubt is a test, not a truth. And once you learn to interpret them, not obey them, you become dangerous, not to others, to your limits. Mental strength isn't about denying your humanity. It's about mastering it. The weak man says, 'This isn't fair.' The strong man says, 'This is fuel.' The weak man blames the economy, his upbringing, the weather, the past. The strong man says, 'I own it all, and I will shape it all.' You are not a victim. You are a builder. Every setback is raw material. Every rejection is redirection. Every delay is development. And that pressure you're feeling right now, that is not punishment. That is preparation. The future you're called to cannot be handled by the version of you that hasn't been tested. You must become worthy of your mission, and that means embracing the fire. Steel is not strong because it avoided heat. It's strong because it endured it. You want to be elite? You want to lead? You want to leave a legacy? Then build habits that no one applauds. Train when you don't feel like it. Study when the world is asleep. Practice presence when chaos screams for reaction. This is not glamorous. This is not comfortable. This is not popular, but it is required. Discipline is not punishment, it is alignment. It is saying, my actions today are a vote for the man I become tomorrow. Every decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your character. And every time you choose the harder road, the higher standard, the deeper truth, you become harder to break. Mental strength is when you don't need external motivation because your mission fuels you. It's when your reason is so personal, so sacred, that giving up would feel like betrayal. So ask yourself, what am I building that I would suffer to protect? What am I becoming that I would bleed to preserve? If your answer is unclear, you will fold when pressure comes. But if your answer is locked in your chest like fire, nothing can stop you. Look at history. Mandela spent 27 years in a prison cell and emerged stronger than ever. Viktor Frankl lost everything in a concentration camp and found meaning in suffering. Marcus Aurelius buried children, faced plagues, endured betrayals, and still led with wisdom and grace. Mental strength is not just about endurance, it's about elevation, rising, not just surviving, becoming more, not just bearing more. You are not here to cope, you are here to conquer. But conquering begins with clarity. You must know who you are. You must know what you stand for. And you must never outsource that to anyone. Not society, not friends, not trends. The moment your identity is determined by the opinions of others, you've lost the battle. So guard it. Like a soldier guards a fortress. Like a lion guards its pride. And understand this. Mental strength is not a final destination. It is a daily practice. Every time you feel tired and choose to move, you get stronger. Every time you feel offended and choose silence, you get stronger. Every time you feel fear and choose to act anyway, you get stronger. You are not meant to be ruled by your emotions. You are meant to rule them with wisdom. You are not meant to live small and safe. You are meant to expand, to risk, to fall, to rise, to build. But building requires a foundation. And that foundation is mindset. The world will try to shake you. Life will try to bend you. People will try to define you. But when your mind is anchored in truth, no storm can move you. That is the gift Marcus Aurelius gave us. Not commandments, but contemplations. Not dogma, but discipline. He showed us that the mind, when trained, becomes the ultimate weapon. Sharper than the sword, quieter than fear, stronger than circumstance. And once you master your mind, everything else follows. The truth is, no one's coming to save you. No lightning bolt of motivation is going to strike. No hero is going to knock at your door and hand you strength. Because the hero you're waiting for is you. You build mental strength the same way you build a fire. One spark at a time. One decision at a time. One moment of stillness in chaos. One refusal to bend when everything else breaks. That's what it means to live with power. Not noise, not aggression, not dominance, but quiet control, purposeful presence. A soul aligned with truth, forged in adversity, unmoved by distraction. Mental strength is waking up and doing what must be done, even when nothing is certain. It's planting seeds no one will see grow. It's walking through the dark with faith in your step and fire in your chest. It's choosing action over excuses, silence over reaction, and purpose over pleasure. The world today is louder than ever. Everyone wants to talk, to be heard, to be seen. But the strong, they're not loud. They're focused. They don't need attention. They need alignment. They're not chasing likes. They're chasing legacy. You think the great ones cared what the crowd thought? Da Vinci didn't wait for permission to create. Lincoln didn't ask to be understood. Edison didn't need applause in the dark as he failed 10,000 times. They all lived by a higher law, the law of discipline, vision, and unshakable mind. And you, right now, have access to that same force. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, but you must be willing to go where others won't. You must be willing to feel the loneliness of the long road, to bear the weight of your own expectations, to suffer without praise, to train without trophies, to master yourself before you try to influence the world. That is what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Be one. Be the man who speaks with integrity, not impulse. Be the woman who moves with intention, not emotion. Be the soul who stands tall even when the ground shakes." You don't get there by accident. You get there by choice, repeated, refined, reinforced. And if the voices in your head still tell you you're not ready, good. That means you're standing at the threshold of growth. That means your comfort is dying. That means the old you is being buried to make room for something greater. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your signal. It shows you where the growth is, where the battle is, where the truth is waiting to be found. You don't eliminate fear, you walk through it, and the moment you stop negotiating with your potential, the moment you stop postponing your greatness, the moment you stop needing to feel ready, you become dangerous, not because of what you can do, but because of what you can withstand. Because that is the ultimate test. Can you stay calm when the world erupts? Can you act with clarity when everyone else panics? Can you endure the long road with no praise, no promise, no spotlight, and still keep going? If you can, then you are already rare. In a world addicted to ease, you will be the one who endures pain with poise. In a world chasing validation, you will be the one rooted in purpose. In a world craving shortcuts, you will take the stairs every time, because you know that what's earned can never be taken. So no, mental strength isn't about looking tough. It's about being unbreakable when it counts. It's in the choice to forgive instead of resent, to build instead of blame, to grow instead of shrink. And when the trials come, because they will, you will not panic. You will not plead. You will stand. You will look the storm in the eye and say, "I am not afraid. I am not soft. I am not broken. I was made for this." This is your moment, not to show off, not to impress, but to transform. You've been through enough. You've seen enough. You've doubted long enough. Now you build. Now you rise. Now you become. Because the truth about mental strength is that it was never about them. It was never about what they said. It was never about what happened. It was always about you, your will, your vision, your discipline, your silence, your choice. So choose. Choose strength. Choose discipline. Choose the hard path. Choose stillness over chaos. Choose to be the master of your mind, so nothing else masters you. And never forget, The strongest force in this world is a quiet mind on fire.